Zico is an eco-adventure game for kids that features the world's most endangered animals. All of the animals have amazing powers. This is Harry, the hairy-eared dwarf lemur. He's one of the rarest primates on the planet. The Zico game focuses on the 34 conservation hotspots. Those are the most critical habitats on the planet. They have high biodiversity, high endemic species, high levels of biomass, and conserving them is very critical for maintaining the health of the entire planet. Our planet is essentially one giant macro ecosystem.
I'm Kathleen Drew. I'm Executive Policy Advisor to Governor Gregoire on sustainability issues. She has a plan for cleanup of Puget Sound so that it's clean by 2020, although it's beautiful to look at. We know the fish are dying, the bird species are declining, and the toxics are building up in the water. So we have a lot of work to do.
I'm Sue Jorger with the Puget Sound Keeper Alliance, and we're at the park at Golden Gardens on beautiful Puget Sound. We're restoring wetlands, cleaning up the beach, and also restoring some sand dunes. This is a well-loved and well-used park.
It's a Day in the Parks Day that they do every year and get volunteers to come out and do a variety of things, and we're trash today.
You're trash?
We're not trash, we're doing trash.
What are these tools that you have here?
Picker-uppers.
You got, oh geez, that's a little one.
There you have it. Pretty exciting.
Does that feel good?
Oh, yeah. Cigarette butts is the main trash that we find.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I have to say, much to the credit of people in Seattle, we're not finding very much trash. I'm very disappointed because I'm not finding much trash.
I will bust out beach pickup move on you. Try my opposable thumb. Ha! 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 Ah!
It's overwhelming, the number of issues facing Puget Sound. Stormwater runoff is the big killer of Puget Sound. Just everything that's washing off our streets. Oil and grease, toxic metals. We've got endangered salmon here that are very sensitive.
If salmon were a card, oh, they would be amazing. There's so many superpowers because one, they're actually a great example of a connector species between a freshwater environment and a saltwater environment. They are super powerful swimmers. They swim up rivers and streams.
Welcome to the Duwamish River. This is drains into Elliott Bay in downtown Seattle. It's a super fun cleanup site that has 100 years of historic contamination. The stories that you hear from the 50s about the amount of fish, salmon in here are incredible. People would just throw their lines in during their lunch break and haul out a couple of fish.
Another wonderful thing is the fact that they remember their birthplace. And they are born and then, they're like little teeny tiny microscopic organisms and they swim out to the sea and years later somehow they find their way home. They have amazing homing devices.
My understanding is that the salmon species here are about 5% of what they used to be, and most of them are threatened with extinction.
Once a species goes extinct, it's gone for good. They don't ever come back. And it's important that we preserve as many species and have biodiversity because that creates a healthy ecosystem and environment for every living creature, including humans.
I think one of the real problems is that as consumers that we're not paying the full price of pollution. We're not paying for the water pollution or the air pollution or what goes into the landfill. And I think if that was a cost of doing business, that we'd be finding better ways to not create the pollution in the first place.
How we manage our waste, how we manage our water, what happens with deforestation, that can impact those salmon spawning grounds.
Salmon have been declining for a lot of years, so what we're doing is trying to restore habitat.
This is one of the most exciting projects that we have, probably the most exciting project, certainly the biggest one. This dam, along with the one that's a little further upstream, will be removed to restore the river, to restore the fish. It's a hugely important project that depends on really close partnerships, and the strongest one that we have as the park is with the lower Elwha tribe.
This is the largest dam removal ever done in the United States. The Elwha River used to have all 5 types of anadromous salmon. They had sockeye, chum, pink, chinook, and coho salmon, and steelhead.
We know historically that the Elwha Chinook, which is often referred to as the renowned Elwha Chinook, reached weights of up to 100 pounds.
Salmon need sand and gravel for spawning area. When the dams were put in, slowly the spawning area below the dam is degraded. The average runs on the river are in the neighborhood of 5,000 to 10,000 fish now, instead of 300,000 to 400,000.
Scientists have found at least 137 types of birds and animals that are dependent on salmon. And I've often heard salmon referred to as little goodie boxes or little packages from the sea. They go out to sea and spend several years there. And when they come back, they're much bigger and they're full of nutrients from the ocean. They bring them up as they move back up into the watershed again and spawn and then die. Then those nutrients are available to bears and dippers, eagles, hawks, myriad of insects.
The creation site is very special to the Clallam people. It was the site where all of the tribes from the Northwest were created, and that the Clallam tribe was created. It's currently underwater. It was along the banks of the river.
It's a project, a restoration project that touches so many aspects. It's fish, and so it's recreational fisheries. It's the ecosystem, and it's the cultural well-being of the people.
It's going to be tremendous psychological and sociological importance to the tribe when this gets done, because we know we've worked on it for 25 years and we will know we've been successful.
Top 10 list of nasty things you found on this beach.
In the past, undergarments.
I saw a bumper sticker the other day that said, "Fortunately, the war on the environment's going well."
We have found a good handful of beer bottles and beer cans and what else? A little vodka.
Quarts of Jack Daniels and Smirnoff Ice.
Can you get him so that people know I'm talking to a man wearing a hairnet?
So, are y'all drinking on the job?
No.
That's a non-paid job. You can do it, can't you?
The hat says we want our damned salmon back. DAMMED.